I'll be installing the OVS Explorer Soft Shell topper on my 2020 Toyota Tundra Crewmax with the short bed. First off, a quick shout out to the delivery. Everything arrived incredibly fast and was packaged securely. No damage, no missing parts, exactly what you want to see when you're ready to get to work. Now, getting into the build, the first step is to line up the ribs. You want to make sure your orientation is correct before you start locking things down. Once they're aligned, just connect them using these push buttons. You'll hear a solid click when they're seated properly, which lets you know the frame is secure and ready for the next phase. With the ribs assembled, the next move is to secure them to the side rails. This is what ties the whole frame together and gives it the rigidity you need. Just line up your mounting points and lock them in. Once these are tightened down, you've got a solid foundation for the rest of the install. Now that the frame is rigid, we're ready to move it. You'll want to carry the ribs and rail assembly over and place it right into the top lip of the truck bed. Next, use the provided hardware to secure the rails to the truck bed. The key here is to keep them finger tight only for now. You want just enough tension to hold the assembly in place, but enough play to make final adjustments. We'll come back and do the final torque once we're 100% sure the alignment is perfect. With the sides in place, we're ready for the front rail. This piece bridges the two side rails together at the bulkhead to square everything up. Carefully line up the ends and slide it into position. Now, just a heads up, it's a pretty snug fit, so you'll have to give it some muscle to get it fully seated. Don't be afraid to push. That tight tolerance is exactly what keeps the frame from rattling later on. Slide the front clamps as far forward as possible toward the bulkhead, and do the same for the rear. Get those back clamps as close to the tailgate as you can. Now for the main event, place the soft shell over the ribs. Once you've got it draped, you'll want to work the front edge into that front rail. It takes a little bit of finesse to get it started, but once it's tucked in, that rail will hold the tension and give the front of the cover a nice clean seal. With the front edge locked into the rail, the next step is to Velcro the soft shell to the ribs. Just work your way down the line, pulling the fabric taut as you go. You want to make sure the Velcro is centered on each rib so the tension is even. This is what gives the top that nice finished look and keeps it from flapping when you're hitting highway speeds. Now we're ready to install the rear window. The best way to tackle this is to start with the side zippers at the upper corners. Getting those corners started first acts like an anchor, holding the window in place while you work. Once both sides are initiated, just zip the top zipper all the way across. Before we call it a win, take a second to walk around and make sure everything is lined up correctly. Check your gaps, make sure the shell is centered, and verify that the rails are sitting exactly where you want them. If everything looks good, we're ready to tighten everything down. Go back to those finger-tight clamps and bolts from earlier and torque them all the way. Now that the frame is squared and the shell is on, lock down those clamps so nothing moves. Finally, you're going to slide the plastic fittings of the soft shell into the channel of the side rails. Since the rails are now fully secured, you can really use that tension to seat the plastic properly. It's a tight fit, but once it's in, it's not going anywhere. With the install finished, the look is incredibly clean. My favorite feature is that this topper doesn't touch the paint. It's designed to sit entirely on the rails, so you don't have to worry about vibrations or trail riding scuffing up your truck's finish.